Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Lori Steiner. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, learn how a task force is helping to fight fraud and keep you from being conned in Cuyahoga County. Then, the Cavs had a very special season back in the 70s. We'll revisit the Miracle of Richfield. Want a beautiful smile in 2017? We resolve to help you. Plus, a home care aide can offer important assistance to a loved one. We'll find out what exactly they do and why. And when you die, you want to donate to charity. We'll give you ways to work that into your will.
It's time to get you going, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. We know that con artists prey on older adults, but what can be done to stop that? Here in Cuyahoga County, a scam squad has been created to protect seniors from fraud. Cuyahoga County Consumer Affairs Director Cheryl Harris joins us today to tell us just how this task force takes action. So welcome a lot to the show. This is a big problem. So what was the reason for creating this scam squad?
Well, we really realized that a lot of seniors don't report fraud, and you can find fraud numbers all over. How many seniors across the country, you know, how many dollars are lost to fraud? 2.6 million is really conservative. We've seen, you know, 36 million. It's all over the place because people count differently, and because so many older Americans don't report fraud. But we also notice that sometimes when they do report frauds, they're reporting to someone who doesn't pass that information along to anyone who can investigate, or if it goes to an agency, it's not the right agency. Exactly, not the right agency. So the whole point of Scam Squad was kind of to connect all of these groups that work with seniors, nonprofits, social work agencies, and bring them in the same room with civil and law enforcement agencies that investigate, so that we can all better, first of all, share information about scams, and also really make sure we capture those scam reports, that those aren't going just laying in a desk drawer somewhere.
Right, right. So that's what the squad is doing. So you said there's a whole lot of agencies. Who is a part of the scam squad?
So we have state, local, and federal agencies. We have the Federal Trade Commission. We have the Attorney General's Office, the Better Business Bureau, our Department of Senior and Adult Services, the Cleveland Department of Aging, the Cleveland Consumer Affairs Office. We have brought, it's a big tent, and we've brought in just about anyone that we can think of that's going to help us work on this problem.
We put a long list up, so in case you missed anybody, we got it covered.
I'm sure I missed someone, thank you.
So how does it work?
So what we're trying to do is, first of all, get these scams. What we want to do is collect these scam reports and get them to agencies that actually are in a position to investigate. And a lot of different agencies have different jurisdictions, right? So if it goes here, it might not be the right one, but TIGTA is investigating tax fraud. So the FTC investigates robocalls, and so we're trying to shore up some of the jurisdictional holes here and get them to the right agencies. But we also want to collect these complaints and really start looking at what's in them. And we want to talk to seniors who either have lost money to these scams or who nearly lost money to scams. And what we want to say is, tell us what drew you into this. Tell us how it worked. Tell us what they said. And we really want to mine those for the kind of details that then we can pull back out, so that we can get seniors all across our county better information about what current scams are and how they can spot them and how they can avoid them.
Yeah, so try to avoid it rather than have it happen to begin with. So you have an example here of one of the ways that you are helping seniors, correct?
Yeah, so this is a project that we just wanted to do off the gate. It's the Hang Up If card. And what we've designed this for is just for seniors to put by their phones. And the reason is, if you get a phone call and it's a scam call, they're already trying to get you into a panic. And when you're in a panic, you can't extract yourself enough to ask yourself, see all the red flags there and go, wait a minute, this doesn't add up. You're panicking. So this card just says, hey, hang up if someone makes you feel threatened or scared, if your grandchild is calling you and telling you that they need your help to get out of jail, some money to get out of jail, that is a known scam. We just don't start worrying about your grandchild. Know that it's a scam, and then you can make the calls that you need to make to make sure that you're not sending money while you're in a panic.
Okay.
So,
these sound like great tips. I wish we could talk about it more. We'll have to have you back. So the Scam Squad is fighting fraud and working to keep seniors safe in Cuyahoga County. But they need your help. You can find out more by using the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Cheryl for joining us today and providing information we can trust.
Find out more by calling the Cuyahoga County Consumer Affairs Department at 216-443-7035 or click to www.consumeraffairs.cuyahogacounty.us. Next, the Cavaliers back in the day. But first, in 1917 and 1918 across America and Europe, this infection caused twice the number of deaths as there were in World War I. Can you diagnose this disastrous disease? We'll give you the test results when we return.
Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
The 1918 flu pandemic was responsible for the fatalities of over 50 million people. Today, for many, the flu is merely an inconvenient illness, but it still can be a serious sickness to those at high risk, which includes older adults. So see your doctor at the first sign of symptoms.
You may think that this past season was the first time Cleveland Cavaliers fans went crazy for their team. But back in the 70s, the pandemonium at the playoffs almost brought down the house. Roger Gordon tells this tale in his book, The Miracle of Richfield, the story of the 1975-1976 Cleveland Cavaliers. Roger joins us today to give a play-by-play recap of that very special season. So, and one of the big deals was the playoffs didn't even seem like it was going to be a possibility at the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah, the Cavs got off to a slow start that year. And on Thanksgiving Day, actually, their record, I think, was 6-11. And the owner and the coach, who doubled as the general manager, Nick Milletti and Bill Fitch, they both agreed that there was one missing piece to the puzzle, and that was to find a backup center to starting center Jim Jones.
Okay.
So they got.
What did they do? What did they change?
They made a trade and got veteran Nate Thurmond, actually an Akron native, to come in and play about 17, 18 minutes a game so they could have strong center play for the entire 48 minutes of a game. And very soon after he arrived, they started winning, and they ended up winning their division and qualifying for the playoffs for the first time.
What did he bring that was so different?
Well, he brought two things. On the court, he loved playing defense. Most guys love the offense and making the shots. He loved blocking shots, and he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, he was a great defensive player. And when the other young players saw how great of a defensive force he was, they started playing defense better. And then off the court, he just had an aura about him. Not just because he was 6'11". He walked in the room, and people just, you know, you knew he was something special, and everyone respected him. He had played in 2 finals. The young players knew that he'd been through the wars.
So
he was at the tail end of his career. He was
Okay.
at the tail end of his career, yeah.
Okay. And he wrote the foreword to your book, I understand.
He wrote it, but unfortunately he never got to see it because he passed away about 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
So what is exactly what they call the Miracle of Richfield?
Well, excuse me, the miracle comes from their first playoff series. They played the Washington Bullets. And Washington was a veteran team who'd been through the wars, and they were favored. And the Cavaliers beat them 4-3, and 3 of their wins were in miraculous fashion down to the last second. So the Miracle of Richfield actually stems from that particular series. But over the last 40 years, when people talk about the Miracle of Richfield, they're talking about the whole season. They say the Miracle of Richfield season, even though it was really just that one series.
Okay. Do you remember?
My birthday was it fell right during that Washington series, and to this day, my brother tells me I was sleeping when they won Game 7. No. But the funny thing is that I remember watching Game 5 of the finals between Boston and Phoenix 5 weeks later. That was the first sporting event I ever remember watching. Oh. So I missed experiencing the Miracle of Richfield by about 5 weeks.
Oh, but you experienced it kind of vicariously. Yes. By writing the book down and everything. So. It's I think ingrained in most people's memories from this area because it's such a big deal, and we had to wait then until recently to get the finish it.
Even though they won the championship this year, there will never be anything like that because the first time it was the first time in the playoffs, and I just want to tell you that the fans were a huge. What made it so special was that the fans were such a huge part of it. An hour before the games, they'd be saying, "We want the Cavs, we want the Cavs." During those playoffs, the building shook. That's how loud. And Dick Snyder told me, he's the guy who won Game 7 with a shot at the end. He told me he had to put his fingers in his ears when he was sitting on the bench because the noise from the crowd was so loud his ears were hurting.
Oh my, it really was a miracle.
Yeah.
Whether you remember it and want to relive it, or like Roger, you missed out on that miracle season, you can discover it in his book, The Miracle of Richfield, the story of the 1975-76 Cleveland Cavaliers. My thanks to Roger for a winning wrap-up of that sensational season.
Thanks for having me.
To learn more or to order the book, call Kent State University Press at 800-247-6553 or visit their website, www.kentstateuniversitypress.com. Next, new year, new smile. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Here's a home run for every baseball fan. Through January 28th, thanks to art and technology, you can visit ballparks from 100 years ago at the Baseball Heritage Museum. The exhibit is called The Ballpark, an exhibition of the first concrete and steel ballparks of Major League Baseball. And it features 3D ballparks of the first 16 original franchises. To get in on the game and score more information, call 440-292-7739 or visit www.baseballheritagemuseum.org.
As you move into your Act 3, when work and child rearing are behind you, taking care of your teeth should move up on your to-do list. Dentist Steve Marsh is here to tell us why mouth maintenance is increasingly important as we age. So welcome back to the show.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're maybe talking about a New Year's resolution
here.
Well,
what better time? You know, we talk about losing weight and getting healthy again and maybe going on a treadmill. But it's also really important we take care of our teeth as we get older, as we age, mature, not just from a smile perspective, which is what we often talk about, but think of it, all of our nutrition comes in through our teeth. And I can't tell you how many people have come to me with teeth problems, and they say one of the biggest problems is they don't feel like they're chewing their food well, which also means that they're having some stomach issues as well. So it's all about keeping your teeth. This is a woman, and Lori, the before and after. The reason we showed this, or I thought it was important, the woman on the left looks like she has a pretty nice set of teeth. In reality, she had periodontal disease, which some people used to call pyorrhea. When we took x-rays, there was literally no bone. Those teeth were loose. There was swelling in the tissue. The after picture looks great, but all of those teeth had to be removed. The upper with a full denture, the lower with a denture, and then some implants to hold it.
Wow. So that chewing is so important. And you recently made a house call that really, you know, brought the point home. So tell us about that.
So a patient of mine is in an assisted care facility. She also had been to the hospital. She had had some, as luck would have it, some intestinal problems. And I looked at her, and she had been there for 2 or 3 days, and I said, "Have you brushed your teeth? Has anybody done it?" And we had actually restored those teeth to health and said, "You know what? I can't get out of bed. I haven't even had my teeth brushed." So one of the things I'll tell our patients or viewers is that oftentimes it's important to brush people's teeth, whether they're in a hospital setting or in assisted care. In my right hand, the viewer's left, you see a spin brush. You can buy them for $5 or $6 at any pharmacy. The other is Prevident. Prevident is a very strong toothpaste. It's given by your dentist. It's prescribed. It has a high degree of fluoride. So at least we'd like it after every meal in a hospital or assisted care setting, but at least once a day at the end of the day, a caregiver or a family member should help clean their teeth.
Okay, so what if the teeth already aren't functioning well? So what if we've lost teeth? Is there something that can be done?
Well, fortunately, there's a lot of different things we can do in dentistry today, and we thought the best way, again, is to show people photos of it. And these are patients that I've treated. A gentleman who had come to me and he said he had lost his partial. Remember in the old days, people had these partials with metal hooks and that sort of thing. And we talked about replacing those teeth, and because of economics and a few other things, we were able to do it just with what's called a Flexite partial. That does go in and out. He said it feels like his own teeth. It's very comfortable. It's very light. As you notice, Lori, there's no metal. So again, he was missing the 4 and the 5 in the front. He was missing a couple in the back. So this is a patient who came to me, also had been in an assisted care facility. It wasn't the facility's problem, it was actually hers. Again, not much attention to teeth. The upper teeth we restored after taking most of them out. We used a combination of some crowns and a partial, and in the lower we redid those, and we actually did veneers. Though she was in an assisted care, she wasn't that, she was in her 60s, and so she said she feels great, and her sister said she smiles like she never has before, so makes us very proud. In her lower arch, I mentioned doing some veneers and crowns. That's that same patient before and after. She functions well. She said she chews better and certainly looks better as well.
All right. Those are great pictures.
Well, I just want to impress upon our viewers that teeth aren't always about smile. It's about chewing. It's about function. It's about feeling comfortable when you visit people.
Right.
All that is very important as we move on to this new year.
All right. Excellent information. In your Act 3, it's time to take a second look at how you're treating your teeth. Follow Steve's advice and resolve now to maintain their health and function so you can enjoy this time of your life to its fullest. Need help? Give Steve a call. His number's next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, home care from the caregiver's perspective. It's time to get up and go, an exercise segment on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, it's Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and today we're here to show you how to work not only the back muscles, not only the bicep muscles, but also the shoulder muscles. You ready to go?
Ooh, multi-purpose.
That's right. We have a chair out in front of us. This is just basically to give us some distance and something to hold on to. We want our feet shoulder width apart. We're going to maintain very good posture. We have a dumbbell in our right hand today, so we're going to bend at the waist, lean forward and grab that chair. Let the dumbbell hang straight down to your side. Now from here, all we're going to do is pull the dumbbell into the chest in starting a lawnmower type motion, okay? 12 and 15 repetitions. Make sure your elbow comes past your back as much as you can, okay? So again, 12 to 15, switch sides. How's you feeling?
Ooh, my arms need this.
Pretty good, right? Yeah. This is a good overall exercise, guys. Okay, again, remember, make sure you breathe, exhale with exertion, and inhale as your body rests. Beautiful. All right, everybody, 12 to 15, and now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
When your mom or dad needs care, you, of course, want what's best for them. And for many, the idea of being cared for in their own home is the answer. But just who's going to be caring for them? And what will the care include? Shalom Plotnick and Kathy Burns are here to tell us. Shalom is the owner of the Cleveland area office of Right at Home, and Kathy is a nursing assistant and caregiver at Right at Home. So welcome both of you here. So Shalom, how do we know who really is caring for our parents?
For us, it's about looking after our parents too, because we're in the same situation. So we're looking for a gentleman or a woman who can be really caring. So we wait till we have a recommendation. We don't advertise, it's word of mouth. And then we do all the background checks that they would expect that they would do themselves. We go back 7 years. With their permission, we pull their driving records, we do random drug screening, we take our classes and our tests, and it's a lot that goes into it in terms of the training and then the supervision.
It's so important, yeah. So in addition to the qualifications like that, there's also the personality side and matching type of personalities, right?
There is. It's not one size fits all. We make a personal care plan for each one of our clients because they're all different and unique. And our caregivers also bring a lot of different strengths and also a personality to the table. So it's really a lot of an art more than a science to make that match.
So how do you get that to work? I mean, you're interviewing the patients and trying to match them with the right person. So do you have some tales of how that's worked?
So, for example, one of our caregivers, she was helping one of our clients who was, he had a few days left. He was on hospice and very, very weak. And they loved her to tears because she was giving the family just a little bit of respite. And they made a nice relationship. They called her the Pillow Angel. She was so soft-spoken and so sweet, and just like a godsend for them. But then to match her up with another family, she was very, very profoundly hard of hearing. They said, you know what, we want somebody who has like a take-charge voice that we can hear.
Yeah.
So
that wasn't quite the right match then.
So it's just about what they need, and because we're in their home, and it's there to make them feel comfortable and dignified.
Okay, so Kathy, you're right there with the patients. So what kind of care does that include?
Well, we do the adult daily living care, which is like the hygiene care, getting them dressed, seeing what they can do for themselves, first of all, because it's their house.
Sure.
We're coming into their house, and we just take care of what they need, because, they need, a lot of clients, they need different things done for them.
It's got to be challenging to kind of figure that out and walk that line.
Yeah, so you have to get a relationship with them and know what they need done, know what, what they can do for themselves, and, it's about relationship.
Okay.
It's about relationship.
So how has your experience been?
Well, it's been a lot of experiences, but, but most of all, just, as far as going into the, into their homes, you go in there, you get introduced to them, their families and everything, what they need done, and it's just about seeing what they need for themselves, because it's safety, they letting you into their homes.
Sounds like you like doing this,
and
you are passionate.
I love it.
That's the important part, right?
I love what I do. I do. I love what I do because you don't know where you'll be. And you want to be taken care of too. The way you take care of someone.
Yeah. It sounds like you've got a really special person here, don't you?
Yeah.
We're so pleased with our staff. Kathy's a wonderful representation. In fact, she's one of our top 3 caregivers of the year this year. She's a finalist this year for Caregiver of the Year.
Congratulations. And she didn't know about this ahead of time, did she?
Yes, thank you.
How exciting is that?
Yes.
So we're so happy you're
helping.
helping.
Because we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
thank
awesome.
you.
All right, thanks. So being cared for in your own home can be comforting for your loved ones. And knowing they have a qualified, caring person providing that support is comforting to you. My thanks to Shalom and Kathy, and congratulations for joining us today to share how in-home care actually works.
Thank you.
For more information, call Right at Home at 216-752-2222 or visit their website, www.ohioseniorcare.net. Next, making donations after death.
Let's all wake up to better health. Walk, run, fly, find a partner, an ally, a Metro Health doctor who will listen as long as it takes so you can celebrate every day by living it your way. Get your physical, checkup, regular screening at Metro Health and wake up every day to better health. Change is healthy.
Right before the new year, many people think about making end-of-year charitable contributions and deducting it off of their income taxes. What about making gifts on your death? Here to talk about making charitable bequests is my law partner, Mike Solomon. So
Hello,
welcome
Lori.
to the show. Are there tax benefits for giving to a charity at death?
Well, for most people, the answer is no. You can get a deduction off of your federal estate tax return for a charitable deduction, but The exemption right now is $5,490,000. Our married couples almost $11 million. So for most people, there's no tax advantage, estate tax advantage for giving to charity at all.
Okay, well, if there's no tax advantage, do people still make these kind of bequests?
Well, you know, back in 2010, the estate tax disappeared, and the charitable bequest actually went up that year. So it may have nothing directly to do with the taxes. Right now, there are 3 important rules you need to think about if you're going to make a charitable bequest. You know, number 1, what charity receives the money. Number 2, how much you're going to give to the charity. Number 3, what assets you're giving to the charity. Those are 3 important rules.
Okay, so quickly let's talk about them. What charity is receiving the money is the first rule.
Okay, so in your documents, you want to make sure that you're specific. What charity is getting the documents? You put their address, who they are, obviously, because some charities are national and they have local branches, and if you just name the name of the charity and you don't distinguish, it's going to cause confusion of which entity gets the charitable bequest.
Okay, so how much would go to a charity?
Well, that's obviously a personal choice of how much, but you know, if you're going to make a large gift to charity, you need to think about the size of your estate and if it might change over time. So for example, let's say you have $500,000 and you want to give around 20% of your estate to charity. So you put in your documents, $100,000 goes to the charity. Your estate shrinks, the economy, you just spend all the money down to $150,000. If you have $100,000 going to charity, almost 70% of your estate is going to the charity. Maybe you didn't want that much to go to charity.
Probably not, yeah. And then third, real quickly, what assets go to the charity?
Well, it gets complicated, but you know, the charities love stocks, bonds, mutual funds. They'll take other assets like real estate and personal possessions, the jewelry, things that have some value. You can even have your IRA go to charity. There's a tax advantage to that because the charities don't pay income taxes. They get the IRA free of tax, and then everything else can go to your family without paying any income tax on it.
All right, well, sounds like there are some rules to watch. Giving to charity is important. If you're going to give to a charity in your will or trust, make sure you follow these rules so that your good deed doesn't backfire. For help, give Mike a call. The number's next.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. Come back next week and we'll have even more great information for you. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunity.
If you'd like to join our kitchen conversation, visit our website, www.goldenopportunities.tv. Like us on Facebook. Call us at 440-742-GO-TV or email us at kitchen@goldenopportunities.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.